Roomies, welcome back to another video and thanks for joining me. So it's been a while since we scaped this tank. This is my 30cm3 ADA aquarium. Now we scaped this a few months ago. Now if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description for the playlist. But just to summarize, we basically use Tropica aqua soil for the planting. We also then use, I think it was grey or black mountain stone, which has created these sort of mountains. And we added a few accent pieces of stone as well, but there's no other hardscape elements in it, and it's the first time I've ever done a stone or rock only scape. Now it's quite limited in the sense of planting because we use just Pagostum erectus in the corner there, and I use Rotala green in the other corner, and then in the opening area there you can see the Blixa japonica. Now we did add some Lilliplensis brasiliensis in there as well, and some Monte Carlo as a carpeting plant. But the carpeting plants, the Monte Carlo, haven't done too well and haven't spread out as much as I'd like at the moment. Now there's a couple of things to this that might be causing that problem. I got a feeling that my Amano shrimp are maybe eating some of the new growth. I did go away on holiday not so long ago as well, and the Pagostum erectus really grew out of control and pretty much come to the front of the tank, blocking out all the light. But as well, I got a feeling I might need to add some nutrition tabs in the bottom of the substrate as well, which I will be doing at some point, trying to address this, because I'm still determined to get a nice thick carpet out of this. Now the equipment itself, like I said, the tank is a 30cm3 by ADA. Now in terms of the lighting, we've got an ADA Aquascape G, which is the 30cm version. And I find this is a really nice way of illuminating the tank, and I really like the way that it brings out the greens. Now this also has injected CO2 as well, and I'm using the nano system from CO2 Supermarket, and I'll leave a link down in the description for any of these items, and I've also got videos about setting these up as well if you're interested. Now in terms of filtration, I've got the Awase Filtro Smart 100 on here, and we've also added the glass lily pipes on here as well, just to give her a better aesthetic. And the only other thing is I've got a drop checker on there for the CO2, which is showing blue at the moment because I haven't long done a water change on this and done some maintenance on the tank. Now in terms of the stocking in this tank, originally we put some Ember Tetras, which we still got, and we also got a male Scarlet Badis in there as well. Now I did plan on getting a pair, but unfortunately when I did order them, one had passed away when we'd actually got them. Now the Scarlet Badis at the moment is looking a little bit skinny, so I am going to be looking to up the feeding and probably offer a little bit more live and a little bit more frozen. He doesn't look ill or anything like that, I just like to get a little bit more weight on him. But in terms of cleanup crew, we did add some green jade shrimp in here. Unfortunately at the moment, they've never gone green. They've either been blue or yellow. Now, they tend to hide out in the back quite a lot amongst the plants, and they're doing a great job at keeping those plants clean for me. But originally when we set the tank up, we did have some algae issues, and I did add some Amano shrimp in there, which we still have. And they seem to be enjoying this setup and keeping most of the algae at bay. Now, at one stage, I did think the Amanos were breeding and were, well, carrying eggs essentially, because they're not meant to, they're only meant to breed and lay eggs in brackish water, and I swear I've seen some baby Amanos. I don't know whether by this video I would have managed to capture some clips, but if I have, I'll chuck them in there for you. But they could just be some green jade babies that are just different colours, I don't know. But if any of you have experienced Amano shrimp breeding in fresh water, then make sure you let me know. Now in terms of maintenance on this tank is relatively straightforward. It's quite a small tank, so I generally do a once a week water change and clean down the glass. I also have to clean the glass lily pipes, which not very often to be honest. Since I've got the filter, I haven't had to do any maintenance on it. The Awase filters are great for that. Now it is only a small amount of fish, and they are very small fish in here, so I could probably get away with less frequent water changes, but with a planted tank I just want to make sure that I stay on top of that. That being said, when I did go away, the plants did grow out of control, and some of the plants are looking not quite as nice as they normally would because they have had a trim. Now the Pagostum erectus is maybe a little bit too big for this tank potentially, because once you trim it back, it grows back with another 2 stems per stem, and it is quite a bushy, big plant. Now you probably see from some of the B-roll, the plants were growing right to the front, covering a lot of the light from the front section. Now the Rotala green as well, I had overgrown. I managed to trim that back as well, and I added some of that into another aquarium. But I am considering removing the Pagostum erectus because at the moment it is very hard to stay on top of. I have to trim it back quite regularly, and it is trying to spread all throughout the tank. Now as you can see, some of the roots are growing from the stems, which sometimes is an indication there's a nutrients deficiency. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm probably adding some root tabs to try and combat this. But I may remove that completely, the Bogosum erectus, and I might let the Blixia japonica grow all along this side. And then I might put the Rotala green where the Bogosum erectus was, because it's more of a dainty plant. Now I'm hoping we can get some more life out of the Monte Carlo as well and see that carpet right the way through, and have a little bit of the Lilipolensis brasiliensis growing through it as well. But since setting this up, it's settled in nicely. I'm not getting many algae issues since the initial startup cycle, I would normally call it. You're bound to get algae at some point when you're setting up a new aquarium. But there is a little bit of green dust algae on the rocks, but I quite like it. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it gives it quite a natural touch, and I'm quite hesitant to remove it. You might see some of the shrimp are nibbling away at it and try and have their fair go at it, but I'm not too bothered about it. I quite like it. But we do have a little bit of black brush algae in there as well on very small parts of the plant, but the amount of shrimp are pretty much taking care of that. And the only thing I normally get is a little bit of algae on the glass before I do a water change, but that is about it. But it's probably a little bit of a shorter video today because I do have quite a busy weekend ahead of me. I've got Tim from Tim Reptile coming down to drop off the day gecko, the neon day gecko, which we set up a terrarium for that recently. I'll leave a card up here so you can go and check that out and a link down in the description. But I thought we haven't touched on some of the aquascapes and some of the fish related content recently, so I thought we'd go back and take a look at that. Now if this is sort of content you enjoy, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out any future videos. But there's plenty of exciting things to come. Like I said, we've got a new gecko coming, we've got a paludarium build for some firebelly toads. We're also making a bioactive ball python build as well, and once I've done those, then I'll be starting on a rack which will house another 3 88 aquariums, probably 60Ps, and we're going to be looking to scape those, stock those out, and even plans for next year, we're looking to build a bigger, better rainforest room. So I hope you'll join me along for the ride. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next video.